Are you thinking about hiking the 102-mile Cotswold Way? I highly recommend it. It's one of England's most beautiful national trails. My husband and I walked the full trail north to south from Chipping Campden to Bath over 10 days in May, which is a particularly beautiful time of year to go. We quickly learned what mistakes to avoid. So before you book your trip, whether through a tour company or on your own, here are the top 10 mistakes to avoid when booking and walking the Cotswold Way. The first mistake: booking accommodations too late. Be sure to book your accommodations along the Cotswold Way months in advance. Day trippers and hikers on the Cotswold Way rely heavily on small village B&Bs and inns. You're competing with Cotswold Way tour companies that have already reserved blocks of rooms for their clients months in advance, as well as other hikers on the trail and weekend tourists. So rooms book out months in advance. If you wing it, you could end up stranded or paying a fortune to take taxis to accommodations far from the trail. So book early. If you do need to book a hotel or inn a distance off the trail, it's still manageable. It happened to us on 2 nights on the trail. But make sure in advance there's a reliable taxi or car service where you exit the trail on that given day. How would you know that? Simply email the inn or B&B you are planning to book and ask them if there's a reliable transportation to their location from the trail. Not sure what accommodations to consider? Check out the book Cotswold Way, which I have linked below. They list a number of inns and B&Bs that are conveniently located along the trail. And if you don't want to bother with these details of inns and taxis, you can always book with one of the Cotswold tour companies that will book all the details for you and send you a detailed itinerary to follow day by day. Also, if breakfast is an option at your inn or B&B, be sure to include that in your booking. They're used to hikers coming through, and they know to feed you an ample, delicious breakfast. It will save you so much time to eat and get right on the trail. The second mistake: underestimating the hills. As first-timers, we thought the trail would be gently rolling hills. You know, the picture-perfect postcard of the English countryside. We were disabused of this notion right away. The trail will consistently go up and down hills, and some are pretty steep. In fact, you'll face some sharp climbs with about 10,000 feet of cumulative elevation gain. So don't skip hill training before you go, or those first few days might be a challenge. And seriously, take hiking poles. For a trip involving 8 to 10 days of continual walking, they are key. The poles help you walk faster, and you'll have an all-around easier time on the trail, no matter what trail surface, grassy, rocky, or muddy, going uphill or down. Mistake number 3, and this is kind of a tricky one: failing to book dinner reservations in advance in the smaller villages. This doesn't apply to every village you overnight in, but in the smaller villages, finding a place to sleep is only half the battle. Rural pubs and restaurants have limited seating and sometimes close early. If your B&B doesn't serve dinner, and none of ours did, by the way, be sure to check the walking distance options and reserve a table at a pub or restaurant weeks in advance so you aren't eating leftover trail mix for dinner. Again, this doesn't apply to every village, just the smaller ones. But look ahead to any national holidays where there may be a lot more visitors to the Cotswold Way and plan accordingly. Mistake number 4: assuming you can buy lunch or snacks along the way. While the trail passes through gorgeous villages with plenty of choices of where to eat, some smaller villages don't have convenience stores, grocery stores, or daytime cafes. And really be careful on Sundays, when many stores open later in the morning or not at all. If one of your hiking days falls on a Sunday, be sure to buy all the food you need for the next day by Saturday evening. And stock up on essentials whenever a proper village shop crosses your path. Mistake number 5: not using a luggage transfer service. Carrying a heavy multi-day pack up and down the hills can literally be a drag. It is so simple to hire a local luggage transfer service to haul your main bag from one accommodation to the next. A whole industry has popped up around this service, So prices are competitive, and we found the service was flawless. It's an affordable luxury that makes a trip even better. We tucked air tags in our bags to keep an eye on their progress from inn to inn, and the unexpected bonus was when we got off the trail, we just followed our air tag location, which helped us navigate to our night's accommodations. Mistake 6, not having waterproof clothing when you need it. Sudden downpours and high winds along exposed ridges happen even in summer. Take head-to-toe waterproof gear, a real waterproof shell, rain pants, and a pack cover. Remember, you don't have to carry these in your day pack every day, just the days when you know the weather is going to be a challenge. Also, you might want to add a second pair of hiking shoes in case the first pair gets soaked. Again, this extra gear will travel with the luggage service unless you need it. Mistake number 7, walking straight past the history right in front of you. Don't hike with your head down just to log the miles. You'll miss the incredible history sitting right beside the path. The Cotswold Way is full of prehistoric barrows, Roman villas, and medieval churches. Again, the book Cotswold Way highlights some key sites along the trail. Mistake number 8, bothering the livestock. Much of the trail crosses working agricultural land. I know the animals are cute, but don't approach the sheep, cows, and horses in the pastures, especially the cows with calves. What you think is an adorable encounter for you can be stressful to them. You're not the only hiker passing through. They do not need you petting them or sharing your snacks. Just enjoy and respect the animals from a distance. Mistake number 9, and this may be the worst mistake, relying 100% on physical trail signs. While the Cotswold Way is famously marked with acorn signs, those signs can be hidden by overgrown summer foliage or missed at tricky spots like at forks in the road. And we learned quickly that Google Maps is not accurate on the trail, but it's fine in the villages. Download the All Trails app. It kept us perfectly on the trail. Also, download the free What 3 Words app, which is a simple geolocator. Remember how I told you you might have to call a taxi to get you to your night's accommodations? You're in a rural location, often without street signs. Every taxi driver along the trail is familiar with the What 3 Words app. When you call for a taxi, be sure to check your geolocation with What 3 Words and share that information when you're calling a taxi. And mistake number 10, not taking an extra day or two to celebrate your hike in Bath. Remember, the city center of Bath is the finish line, and the city is beautiful. Don't just finish those last 10 miles just to catch a train back to London. Bath is stunning. Stay a night or two, celebrate your achievement, visit the Roman baths, and reward yourself properly. If you're curious, look for my other videos where I tell you our day-to-day itinerary when we walk the Cotswold Way. In the meantime, I wish you safe and happy travels.